Alright, let's look at something similar but with a little bit different twist. Let's say this time that I want to do a paved ditch. So here under my linear drainage, I've got one called paved channel. So I'm going to put on, make that active. I'm going to turn on create 3D automatically, and also I'm going to turn on the use feature definition template. Now, just as we did earlier, we'll just put something simple in here to simulate a paved ditch in this area right here. And of course, just as you can kind of see earlier, it's created the paved ditch in 2D. Now you'll also notice that you can kind of see the semblance of it over here in the 3D, but the fact is that it's completely in cut, which should be because it's a ditch. So what we did earlier, adjusting the profile, is not what we really want to do. So let's save settings here and let's see how we can make this ditch show up correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my terrain file. And so here's my terrain file. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the corridor. Okay. And I'm just going to set this to no nesting. I'm going to turn off the raster images, and you can kind of see that the corridors that I've got designed here are now coming in. Now what I want to do is I want to clip out my terrain. So I'm going to come here and say create clipped terrain model. So I'm going to identify the terrain model, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify this ditch corridor. Okay. I'm going to reset to accept it, horizontal offset of 0, vertical offset of 0, and we want to do a clip method internal. We want to clip inside those corridor boundaries. Now, what it's done is it's created a new clip terrain, and you can kind of see the outlines of it here, to remove the original one. Now, I could just turn it off, but for what I'm doing, I'm going to delete it. And so you can kind of see it leaves a hole there now for this particular ditch. Now let's go back over to the mile strip road. And if we expand this a little bit, now we can kind of see our ditch here is has been we can kind of see our ditch there has been placed, and we've clipped out the terrain around that ditch.